So running a digital marketing agency called Tide 55, naturally I speak to a lot of different business owners that have different relationships when it comes to risk and reward, and that have different budgets, different goals and different ambitions, and of course different size of business, from a small team of 3 people all the way through to a team of 50 plus employees. So it's impossible to say that everyone would need the same thing, of course. But I can tell you that there are 2 very, very clear sides of the fence that these business owners will be on. And I'm going to talk to you today about the safe and steady side of the fence. Now, a safe and steady approach is one where, because listen, all marketing essentially not only makes sales easier, but is a case of let's see what works and figure out the best way to spend our resources. There isn't actually a guaranteed thing that you can do that is absolutely going to work. Sometimes you could try something and then you go, oh, that's not quite working, so we're going to try something else. But a safe and steady approach, we can minimize the risk by doing 3 very, very proven marketing strategies to help get more customers. The first thing that we can do is that we can work on SEO. Now, SEO stands for search engine optimization. It is what's responsible for how high you rank when people search for stuff on a search engine. Now, it's quite a technical thing and it takes a long time to really come to fruition. But once it does, it puts you in a fantastic position, because the higher you rank for the most popular searches in your industry, the more work you're going to potentially get, because you'll have more people coming to your website when they are literally ready to buy. So that's a very, very powerful thing, but it's something that can be done. It's not volatile, it's very calm, it's very steady, it needs predictability, it needs consistency, and it is something that we offer as an agency. But it's one thing that we always say, listen, this is going to take at least 3 to 6 months to really start to show something, so you've got to be patient, but it is part of the safe and steady approach. But you can make it a little bit more exciting. You can jazz it up a little bit by having Google ads as part of your safe and steady approach. Now, of course, with any kind of ads, you've always got a bit of a risk, because you've got to spend money. You've got to put an ad budget forwards for, in this case, Google to spend for you. But the reason why it's in the safe and steady model is because you can control the budget first and foremost. So if you want to spend £10 a week, you can. You want to spend £1,000 a week, you can. You can control the budget, but also you can place your bets in safe places. So for example, if I was, hey, look, promoting these whiteboards, then I could find a search term that was a pretty standard, predictable search term, like best whiteboards for the office, or something like that, and I could run Google ads, and I could include that and other searches that are similar in my Google ad campaign, so that when people search for like new whiteboard or best whiteboards, I've got a fighting chance, because my website's going to show in the little ad category right at the top. So people are going to see my words and pictures, or at least my words, and I will have a chance for them to come to my website, and I'm paying for that chance. So can you see how there is a little bit of risk? But if it's not working, you can pull the plug and you can change it, and you can be very safe and steady with how you approach. But in most cases, if you've got a decent Google Ads agency, so someone like us running the ad, then you know it's very hard to not get traffic. You know, you are literally paying for traffic. That's what you're paying for, and that's why it's safe and steady, because you will get traffic. The key then is to make sure, like we said in the previous videos, if you've watched those, that you've got your science and your art working really well in order to maximize your chance of earning a conversion or a customer. So those things happen in safe and steady. And another is putting a very low expectation on it, but definitely still doing it, and that is social media content. Now with your social media content, You don't have to make it too complicated. Sharing either recent testimonials or successes, product or service showcases, and something a little bit more personal about the team, or like something you've done this week, or like a picture inside the office and you post it up. Like, that's it really for a basic standard approach. You can also have information graphics that you can put out there that people can learn from, and it's all about achieving that brand awareness that makes you or helps you become front of mind, so that when you are ready, the person who's looking for your services comes to you instead of somebody else. The reason this is safe and steady, usually the cost is relatively low. So it'd be a few £100s a month to have something like this running for you in your business. The return is probably about middle, because return can be measured, so that's a good thing, but it isn't going to be like you're not setting the world alight immediately. It's going to take a bit of time. So you do need to be considerate that speed could be quite low, but you are compensated for the lack of speed with the low price that you're paying for. Like all these things, the more budget you've got, the more things you can do. But this not only is a safe and steady approach, because some business owners want to have that safe and steady approach, it's also kind of a necessity actually. Like, if you're not doing SEO, you're not running Google ads, and you're not putting out social media, then you're eventually going to get left behind. And I don't know whether this is going to be within the next 6 to 12 months, or whether it's already happened, or whether it takes a bit longer. But your industry are getting more and more savvy with this stuff, and your competitors are probably looking at people like myself to come in and help. You know, with the agency here at Tide 55, you know, we've got all different clients. There's other agencies out there that have got the same thing. So there are businesses out there doing this stuff, and if you're not, then eventually you will get left behind. So it's becoming one of those things that you've almost got to have in your business, just like you have like an accountant or a bookkeeper. You've got health and safety, all these things. Like, have this as well for your growth of your business, because soon it won't be about growth, it will be about survival, and you've got to be ahead of it. If you're not ahead of it, then that could be an issue. So like with all these things, as always, if you have any questions about any of this stuff, I'm happy to help. Just reach out, and if your business is in a situation where it's going to need some of this stuff, I'll happily give you my unbiased opinion, happily. But please reach out if you do need that. Otherwise, hope this was useful. Please do take it on board. There's probably one other thing that I would recommend doing here, which is some sort of either blogs or articles, or even taking that to another level and putting out some PR, because there is still a lot of value in having readable articles, information that people can read in their own time, and putting stuff out to local or industry specific news outlets, or places where people go to read, go to watch, go to learn. Okay, that can be part of your strategy too for safe and steady. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next one.